Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a pair of earrings today. Well, I'm going to finish a pair of earrings today that I've already started here using some of the beads that I got in my most recent Adornable Elements Beads of the Month Club subscription. This month I got the Miyuki 11-0 seed beads. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the video I did where I opened the package and went over all the different colors of seed beads I got, and went over the findings and crystals companion packs that I got, in case you want to watch it. I have a coupon code for the Beads of the Month Club. It's Teresa10, and I'll put that on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to their web page in case you want to sign up for any of their clubs. That coupon code will save you 10% off the first month of whichever club or clubs you decide to sign up for. So I made this pair of earrings using the these were galvanized wine, and they're cubic right angle weave, and then I filled in the little spaces between the cubes with these they're called metallic brown iris, and I used one of the lever back air wires that came in the Findings companion pack, and I attached it with a jump ring. I wanted to try to figure out a way to sew it on there, but I couldn't figure out a way to get it centered well, so I just attached it with a jump ring. So I made that pair, and then I made this one using the semi-frosted emerald lined light gray is the color on these, the green ones, and then I filled in the spaces between the cubes with the same metallic brown iris, and I used the other. There were two pairs of the lever back earrings in the Findings companion pack, and I used that one. And I've got this one made, this outer part, but I've not filled in between the cubes yet. I went ahead and made it because I don't think if I tried to show how I did this with the little 11-0 seed beads, it would be really hard for y'all to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to just do one of these with some 8-0s from my stash. It'll be exactly the same way I did these. It'll just be with some 8-0s, some very contrasting orange and blue 8-0s, and it'll look probably pretty weird when I get done with it, and it'll be really big. I mean, I'll take it apart when I'm done. I won't keep it. Of course, you could make a pair that big if you wanted to, I guess, and make some big earrings or make it and use it as a pendant or something, but I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes, and then I'll take it apart when I'm done. And then when I get this part made, I'm going to go back to this. I've still got my thread attached to it, and I'm going to go back to this and fill in the parts around the in between the cubes with the brown beads, because I think you'll be able to see that pretty well. But as far as making this part, I think it would just be too hard to show with these little 11-0s. So these are just some Miyuki opaque orange and opaque blue turquoise. But like I said, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. I won't be keeping these. And then I've got the other lever back ear wire and a jump ring here that I'm going to use to put on the top of my earring here, like I have these others. I'm using a size 11 beading needle and 8-pound fire line in smoke, and that's what I used for these smaller earrings. That's what I'm going to use for the bigger one. I'm going to make this my sample piece here, but that's what I'm going to use for these two. I tried it with a 6-pound fire line, and it didn't make a sturdy enough earring that I didn't like. It was kind of floppy, so the 8-pound worked out better, I thought. And I think that's everything. Of course, I'll be using my scissors and thread burner to cut and burn down my fire line, and my pliers to flatten my thread to get it through the needle, and to put my jump ring and my ear wire on at the end. So hold on, I'll get some of these beads out of the way and I'll be back. Okay, I've got some of my 8/0s out here, and I've got a stop bead on, and I'm leaving about a 6-inch tail, enough to put a needle on and sew it in later. So I'm going to make my first little cube here. Pick up 4 of my blue beads, and I'm going to turn them into a right angle weave unit by going back around all of them. And I'm going to go around all of them again. I don't usually enforce as much with the little 11/0s as I'm going to be doing with these 8/0s. Since the 8/0s are bigger, it's just easier for them to be loose. So it's easier to keep them in the shape I need them to be in if I reinforce a lot. That's my first right angle weave unit, and I'm coming out of the 8/0 opposite my stop bead. And now I'm going to make another right angle weave unit, so this time I only need 3 beads because I've already got 1 bead that I'm going to be sharing. So I'm coming out of the bottom of that blue bead. I'm going to go on the top of it. I'm going to go around all those beads again. I'm going to sew around till I come out of this 8/0 here on the end. I have 2 right angle weave units. I need to make 1 more before I can turn it into a cube, so I need 3 more blue beads. Coming out of the top of that 8/0, I'm going to go on the bottom of it. I'll go around all those beads again. I'm going to sew all the way around until I come out that 8/0 at the end again, like I've been doing. So that's 3 right angle weave units. Now I'm going to fold them together. Push my stop bead out of the way here. Fold them together. So I need to make the last wall of my little cube here. So I've got this stop bead is in my way. I've got my 2 side beads that I need for this wall, so I need a bead for the top. So I'm going to go from this top of this bead into the top of this bead. And then I need a bead for the bottom. I'm going to go from the bottom of this bead into the bottom of this bead. That makes my 4th wall of my cube. Now I'm going to sew around all these 4 beads at the top here because they're not sewed together. So I need to sew them together. Now I need to sew down to the bottom of my cube and sew the 4 beads on the bottom together because they're not sewed together either. So I'm going to go down here and sew these 4 beads together. So that's my first cube. Now I'm going to sew over here to these 4 beads, or these beads opposite my stop bead, to get away from my stop bead. Doesn't matter which side you come out to do this next cube, but I'd rather be away from my stop bead. Okay, so that's my first little cube there. So now I'm going to make another cube. And I'm going to sew around these again. They're just really loose. So now these 4 beads are going to be my base beads this time. So I'm going to pick up, I just need 3 beads to make my next right angle weave unit, because I've already got 1. So I'm coming out of the top of it. I'm going to go on the bottom. That makes that right angle weave unit. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead. This time I just need 2 because I've already got 2. So I need 2 more of my blue beads. I'm going to go in this bottom bead, back into my base bead. Now I need to go into the next base bead. Now I just need 2 here too, so I need to pick up 2 more blue beads. Go into this bottom bead and back into my base bead. Now I need to go into my next base bead, which is my last base bead. Now I've already got 3 of the beads I need here. I've got the 2 side beads and the bottom bead. I just need a bead in the top, so I need to go up this side bead so I can get up there to put my bead at the top. Pick up another blue bead. Go down this bead, back into my base bead. Now I need to get up here to the top and sew all these beads at the top together. So I'm going to go up this bead. I'm going to sew all 4 of these beads together. So I've got 2 of my cubes made now. Now I'm going to stop a minute and sew this tail in and get it out of my way, and then I'll be back. Okay, I got my tail thread sewed in now, so I've got 2 of my cubes made. Now I'm working on my bottom part of my earring here, and I made 5 cubes along each side. Well, I made 5, and then 4, and then 4, and then 3 to make the 5 on this side. I'm going to turn the corner now after having just made 2, because if I go the whole way, if I start and go and make 5 and then complete 5 and then complete 5 and then come down here, I'll be joining it in the corner, and it's harder to join it in the corner than it is to join it in the middle. It's just a lot easier to join it in the middle. So I'm making 2 of these. And then I'm going to make this part, this part, this part, and then come around and join it in the middle. Because it's just easier to do it that way. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm going to turn the corner here. So in order to do that, I need these 4 beads here to be my next base beads. So I'm going to come up into this bead. And I'm going to start making my cubes this way. And I'm going to switch to orange now, so maybe it'll be easier to see. So I just need 3 beads to complete this right angle weave unit, because I've already got 1. So I'm going to go I'm coming out of the top of that blue bead. I'm going to go on the bottom. And that makes that right angle weave unit. Now I'm going to turn and go into my next base bead. Now this time I only need 2 beads here. So I'm going to pick up 2 more of my orange beads. I'm going to go into this bead and back into my base bead. Now I'm going to turn and go into my next base bead. Pick up 2 more of my orange beads. Go into this bottom bead, back into my base bead. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead, which is my last base bead. Now I've already got 3 of the beads I need for this side. The 2 orange on the sides and the blue on the bottom. So I'm going to go up this orange bead to get in position to put my bead on the top. So I'm going to do another orange bead. I'm going to go down this orange bead back into my base bead. I'm going to go back up this bead so that I can get up here to sew all 4 of these beads at the top here together. So that's my second cube on this side. Now I'm going to make another one. So these 4 beads are going to be my base beads. So I need 3 more beads for this side of my cube. I'm going to go into the next base bead. Need 2 more beads for this side of my cube because I've already got 2. So I'm going to go into this bottom bead, back into the base bead. Go into my next base bead. I need 2 more beads here because I've already got 2 beads. I'm going to go into this bottom bead, back into my base bead. Go into my next base bead, which is my last base bead on this cube. I've already got my 3 beads I need for this side, so I'm going to go up into this base bead on the side. Pick up another bead to go on the top. Go down this bead, back into my base bead. Now I need to get up here and sew all 4 of these beads at the top together. So that's 3 cubes for this side. So I'm going to do 2 more because I want to have 5. And then when I get the 2 more done, I'll come back and we'll turn the corner again. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got 5 cubes on the bottom here now. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm going to turn the corner again. So in order to do that, these 4 beads here need to be my base beads. So I'm going to go up into this bead. And now I think I'll switch back to my blue. So I'm going to pick up 3 blue beads. Coming out the top of that blue bead, I'm going to go on the bottom of it. Make that right angle weave unit. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead, which is this one. Now this time I just need 2 beads because I've already got 2 beads. Pick up 2. I go into this bead and my base bead. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead. And I only need 2 beads here. So I'm going to go into this bead, back into my base bead. I'm going to go into my next base bead, which is my last one. I've got 3 of the beads I need here. I've got the 2 blue on the sides and the orange on the bottom, so I'm going to go up this bead so I can get in place to put my bead at the top. I'm going to pick up a bead, go into this bead, back into my base bead, and back up this bead so I can sew all 4 of these beads at the top up here together. So now I've got 2 right angle units down here. This one and this one. So now I'm going to make another right angle weave unit, so I just need 3 more beads for this side of my right angle weave of my cube. For this right angle weave unit, coming out the top, I'm going to go on the bottom. I'm going to go into my next base bead. I've already got 2 beads here, so I only need 2. I'm going to go into this bottom bead, back into my base bead. I'm going to go into my next base bead. I only need 2 for this side because I've already got 2 of the beads. So I'm going to go into this bead, back into my base bead. Go into my next base bead, which is my last one. I've already got the 3 that I need for this side, so I'm going to go up this bead so I can put one at the top. I'm going to go down this bead, back into my base bead. And I'm going to go back up this bead so I can get up here and sew all 4 of these beads together. So I've got 3 cubes down here now. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 2 more, and then when I get those 2 done, I'll come back and we'll turn the corner again. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my 5 units on this side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm going to turn the corner again. So I need to go this way. So I need these 4 beads to be my base beads. So I'm going to sew up into this bead. I think I'll just stick with my blue here. So I'm going to pick up 3 blue to complete this right angle weave unit. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead. I only need 2 beads here because I've already got these 2. So I'm going to pick up 2 more beads. Go into this bead, back into my base bead. I'm going to my next base bead. I only need 2 beads here. I'm going to go into this bead and my next base bead. I'm going to go into my last base bead. I've already got the 3 beads I need here, so I'm going to go up into this bead so I can put one up here at the top. Down this bead, back into my base bead. And then I'm going to go up this bead so I can sew all 4 of these beads up here together. So I've got 2 right angle weave units here. I'm going to make 3 more to have my 5 down here, and then when I come back we'll complete this last side and join it together. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my 5 beads, or my 5 cubes down here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm going to join this together here. I've got 2 cubes over here and 1 here, so I only need to make 2 more. So I need to turn my corner here, so I need these 4 beads here to be my base beads. So I'm going to go up into this bead, and I'm going to pick up 3 more beads to make this side of my cube. And I'm going to come out of the top, I'm going to go on the bottom of it, make that side there. Now I'm going to turn and go into my next base bead. Now I only need 2 beads here because I've already got these 2. So I just need to pick up 2 more. I'm going to go into these 2 beads, this bead, and back into my base bead. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead. And I only need 2 here because I've already got 2. I got 2. Go into this one, back into my base bead. Go into my next base bead, which is my last one. And here I just need 1 because I've already got 3 of the beads I need. I'm going to go up into this side bead and pick up 1 to go on the top, and go down this bead and back into my base bead, and then go up this bead and sew all these at the 4 at the top together. Okay, now I've got 2 cubes on each side here. So I just need 1 more cube to complete my 5. And my joining cube is going to be that, make that 5th one. So I'm going to hold these together here. And I'm going to do this with my orange beads, so hopefully it'll be easier to see. I'm coming out the top of this blue bead. I'm going to pick up an orange bead and go into the top of this blue bead. Now I'm going to pick up another orange bead. I'm coming out the bottom of this blue bead. I'm going to go on the bottom of this blue bead. And that joins it together there. Now I'm going to turn it and go into my next base bead. And this is on the inside, so it can be a little harder to see. Try to get it where you can see it. I don't know if I can or not. I've got the 2 blue beads for the sides and the orange bead for the bottom. So I'm going to pick up an orange bead for the top. And I'm coming out of the top of this blue bead. I'm going to go on the top of this blue bead. And then I'm going to go around this into this orange bead, this blue bead. Pull that together in there. Now I'm going to go into the next base bead. Now here I've got 3 of my beads. I've got the orange bead for the bottom and the 2 blue for each side. So I'm going to pick up an orange bead and go into this bead, back into this orange bead, and back up into this blue bead. to join that side together. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead, and I've already got all the beads I need for this part. I've already got all 4 beads. I just need to sew them together. So I need to go into this orange one, this blue one, this orange one, and this blue one to get it all joined together. So I need to get a few more beads poured out here, so hold on, I'll be back. Okay, now I need to make the top part here that I've made. So in order to do that, I need to get up here to the corner. And these 4 blue beads right here are going to be my base beads. So I need to sew up here and just always sew at right angles. I'm going to sew into this bead and into this bead. So these 4 beads are going to be my base beads. So I'm going to pick up, I think I'll do orange this time. I'm going to pick up 3 orange. Coming out of the top of that blue bead, I'm going to go on the bottom of it. Go into my next base bead. Now I've got 2 beads here. I just need 2 more. Pick up 2 more of my orange. I'll go into this bead, back into my base bead. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead. I just need 2 beads here. I'm going to go into this bead, back into my base bead. I'm going to go into my last base bead. I've already got 3 beads here, so I just need to go up into this orange bead so that I can put a bead at the top here. Pick up another orange bead, go into this bead, back into my base bead. And then I'm going to go back up this orange bead so that I can sew all 4 of these beads up here together. Now, I'm going to go over here and do start from here making making the rest of this. I'm right here right now. I've just made this little unit. If I keep going here and turn and go here and turn and go here and go, I'm going to end up having to join here in this corner. I'm right here right now. If I go all the way around, I'll end up having to join here at this corner, and that's really hard to do. So I'm going to make the one on this side that I just made, and then I'm going to move over here and go all the way around and join here, because it's just a lot easier to do that. So I'm going to sew until I get over here to these 4 blue beads, because I need them to be my next base beads. So I'm going to go down into, let's see, how do I want to do this? I need to be coming out of, yeah, I can do that. I will go into this bead, because I always have to sew at right angles. I'll go into this bead. Go into this bead. And go into this bead. So these 4 blue beads here are going to be my base beads this time. So I'm going to pick up 3 of my orange beads. I'm going to go into, coming out of the top of that blue bead, I'm going to go on the bottom of it. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead. Only need 2 beads this time. I'll go into this bead, back into my base bead, go into my next base bead. I only need 2 here, so I'm going to pick up 2 beads, go into this bead and into my base bead. Now I'm going to go into my last base bead. And it can be kind of confusing here because these beads are all kind of crammed together. But I'm going to just ignore this unit I made over here. And I've got 3 of the beads that I need for my last side. So I need to go up this bead and pick up a bead for the top. Go down this bead, back into my base bead. Now I need to go up this bead and get up here to the top so I can sew these 4 beads at the top together. I'm going to sew all 4 of these beads together. So I've got 1 unit here and 1 unit here. So I've made, for the top of these, I've made a total of 4 on each side. So I need to make 3 more here. So I'm going to pick up 3 more of my orange beads. And I'm coming out of the top of this bead. I'm going to go on the bottom of it, because these 4 beads here are my base beads this time. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead. I need 2 this time. I'm going to go into this bead and back into my base bead. I'm going to go into my next base bead. Pick up 2. Go into this bead, back into my base bead. I'm going to go into my next base bead, which is my last one. I'm going to go up to this base bead to get up here to put a bead in the top, because I've already got my 3 beads for this side. I'll pick up a bead, go into this bead, back into my base bead, and then back up this bead, and sew all 4 of these beads together. So I've got 2 units here right now. I'm going to do 2 more, and then when I get those 2 done, I'll be back and we'll turn the corner again. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my 4 cubes on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I need to turn the corner here. So I need these 4 beads to be my next base bead. So I'm going to go up into this one. Pick up 3 more beads. Go into the other side of this same bead I'm coming out of. Go into my next base bead. Now I just need 2 beads here because I've already got 2 beads. I'm going to go into this bead, back into my base bead, go into my next base bead. I only need 2 more here. I'll go into this bead, back into my base bead. Go into my last base bead. Now I've got my 3 beads here. I need to go up into this side bead, pick up a bead for the top, go down this bead, back into my base bead, back up this bead, and sew all 4 of these beads at the top together. So that makes 2 cubes that I've got on this side. I'm going to do 2 more, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to do a total of 4 on this other side. So I'll have the one at the corner, so I'll have to do 3 more. And then when I come back, I'll do the part where I join it to this one here that I made. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got this much done. I've got a total of 4 units on this side, 4 units on this side, and 4 units on this side. And now I'm ready to do this part down here where I'm going to join it. I've got the one I made here, and I've got the one here in the corner, so I only need to make 2 more. And I need to turn the corner here, so these 4 beads right here need to be my base beads. So I need to come up into this bead. So I'm going to pick up 3 beads. Going to the other side of the bead I'm coming out of. Go into my next base bead. I only need 2 beads here because I've already got 2. So I'm going to go into this bead and the base bead. Go into my next base bead. Only need 2 beads here. Go into this bead and my base bead. Go into my last base bead. I only need 1 bead here because I've already got 3. I'm going to go up this bead and then put a bead at the top here. Go into this bead, back into my base bead, and then go up this bead so that I can sew all 4 of these beads at the top together. Okay, so I've got two cubes on this side and my 1 cube on this side. So this needs to be the cube that I make that's going to join my piece together and make my 4th cube on this side. So I'm coming out of the top of this orange bead. I'm going to pick up a blue bead this time. And I'm going to go down this orange bead in this cube. And I'll pick up another blue bead. And coming out of the bottom of that orange one, I'm going to go in the bottom of this orange one. And pull that together like that. Now I'm going to turn and go into my next base bead, and this is the inside, so it's harder to see. But I've got this 11-0 that I'm coming out of, this 11-0 on the opposite side, and the blue bead. So I just need a blue bead for the top. I'll pick up a blue bead, go down this orange bead, Go back into this blue bead on the bottom and back into the base bead that I started in. Like that. Now I'm going to turn it and go into the next base bead. Now here I have 3 of the beads that I need. I have this orange bead, and this blue bead. So I need a blue bead for the top. I'm going to go down into this orange bead, back into the blue bead, and back into my base bead. Pull that together. Now I'm going to go into my next base bead, and this is the last one, and I've already got all the beads I need here. I just need to sew them together. So I need to sew into this blue bead, this orange bead, this blue bead, and this orange bead to get it all connected together. So there's my really big, weirdly colored version of this. I made it exactly the same way except using the bigger beads. So now I'm going to change to this and fill in the little places between the cubes with my brown beads. So I'll get my brown beads out and I'll be back. Okay, I've got my real earring that I'm making here now, and I'm going to put my brown beads all around the insides and around the outsides. So I'm coming out of, let's see, I'm coming out of this bead here, and I like to do the insides first. It just seems easier to me. So I'm going to go up into this bead, and I'm just going to pick up one of my brown beads and go into the next bead. Pick up one of my brown beads, go into the next bead here at the corner. Pick up my next brown bead. And go into the next bead. Pick up a brown bead. Go into the next bead, which is at the corner here. Pick up a bead. Go into the next bead. Just go all the way around, putting beads between these. In this little spaces between the cubes. Okay, this is the last one on this side. I'm just going to go on up into that brown bead and into the next green bead. Now I'm going to sew to the other side so I can do that on the other side. And I just have to always sew at right angles. So I'm coming out of this green bead here. I'm going to sew into this one. Up into this one. Across this one. down into this one, cross into this one, and down into this one. And now I'm just going to put a brown bead between all these beads like I did on the other side. So I'm going to go all the way around on the inside of this one, and then when I come back I'll sew down and to where I can do the inside of this bottom piece. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got all the brown beads around the inside on this side. Now I'm going to sew down here so I can do the inside down here. So I'm coming out of this green bead right here. I'm going to go into this green bead. Just make sure to always sew at right angles. Down into this bead. And let's see, down into this bead, across this bead, and into this bead. And now I'm just going to put 11 or these brown 11s between all the beads on the inside here like I did at the top. So I'm just going to do that all the way around, and then I'm going to sew over to the other side and do it on the inside of the other side. And then when I'll come back and go to the outside and start on that. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my brown beads on the inside of both sides. Now I'm going to sew out here to the outside and start. So I'm coming out of this green bead here. I'm going to go into this one. And down into this one. Across this one, and up into this one. And now I'm going to make sure I didn't get caught there. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, you got to be careful not to get caught around those little edges. Now I'm going to put a brown bead between all the beads on the outside. So I'm just going to a brown bead between each of the green beads. Here at the corner I'm going to put one between these two. A knot in my thread again. And now go into this one. So I'm just going to do that all the way around, and then I'm going to sew to the other side and do it all the way around on the other side. And then when I come back we'll put the ear wire on. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got this done now, so I'm going to put my ear wire on. This is a 5mm jump ring from my stash. I tried to use the jump rings that came in the Findings companion pack, but they were 18 gauge and they were too thick to go through here. There's a whole lot of thread going in there, and it was I couldn't get them in there, so I had to get a thinner gauge jump ring. So I'm just going to stick it through here like that, and then just slip my ear wire on. and then close my jump ring back. I can get a hold of it. So there's my earring to match the one I already had made here. So hold on, I'll get this all cleaned up and get them laid out, and I'll be back. Okay, there are my earrings made with some of the beads that came in my most recent Beads of the Month Club subscription, and the lever back ear wires that came in the Findings Companion Pack. Like I said, if you're not subscribed to any of the Beads of the Month clubs and you decide you want to be, that coupon code will save you 10% off the first month of whichever club or clubs you decide to sign up for. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.